something concerning America that we need to begin to intercede and pray for in the last several days. Really, it started coming on me a few weeks ago. But I recently this week released it, talking about it. We need to begin to intercede and pray for our schools and our children, even our college campuses right now, our schools right now. There's something that the enemy is wanting to bring, an attack. Like I keep seeing like a Sandy Hook, another Columbine. I keep seeing this attack coming in a school, and we need to pray. We need to pray right now. We need to intercede for our country. I keep seeing it. I keep seeing it. An attack like Sandy Hook. It was like Columbine. It's the only way I can describe it. But we need to begin to intercede for our college campuses and our children. Begin to intercede for their schools. Begin to intercede for even the buses. Begin to pray. Begin to pray for the buses. Begin to pray for the schools. Begin to intercede for the children. Begin to intercede for the college campuses of America right now. Because the enemy's wanting to target that. He's trying to target that right now. Those that are in America, we need to begin to intercede for our schools. We need to begin to intercede for our college campuses right now. We're going to ask God to intervene. We're going to ask God to have mercy on our country. We're going to ask God to have mercy on our nation. We're going to ask God to have mercy on our children. And while you're praying for college campuses, and you're praying for schools against attacks, begin to pray for moves of God to break out among our children and their schools. Begin to pray for moves of the Spirit for different cities and communities within the schools, within the college campuses. Let's believe that while the enemy wants to bring, and I keep seeing it, bring an attack, much like Sandy Hook, much like Columbine again, let's believe God that the enemy's plans will be exposed. But specifically, let's pray for moves of God to take place on college campuses, universities. Let's pray for moves of the Spirit in high schools and grade schools in America. Let's pray for a move of the Spirit to happen across America. And I keep seeing this attack of the enemy coming in a school, and I'm praying for mercy, praying for grace and mercy.
Police say Nicole Severio was on a mission to massacre fellow students at her high school in the shadow of Camp David, and that she was prepared to die as part of her attack. Tonight, police say she'll face multiple charges, accused of amassing an arsenal, including a Remington 870 pump shotgun, fireworks and nails, which police believe would be used to make pipe bombs.
Certainly she had the intent, the material, the means, and we believe it was going to happen.
In a twist that has left this small, tightly knit community reeling, police say the 18-year-old's plans were thwarted by her own father, who discovered her plot and turned her in to police before she could carry it out next week.
The father saw some behavioral changes over a period of time. For whatever reason, he looked into her journal or her diary. He reported that to the school authorities and my deputies basically at the same time.
Police discovered the weapons in the family's home. The sheriff here says the plans seemed advanced. He says Severio mentioned the Columbine and Sandy Hook school massacres in her diary, and that she had recorded details of the school's emergency procedures. Investigators believe Severio had been also studying the movements of a female sheriff's deputy assigned to the school.
We believe that she was probably watching her pattern of coming and going, probably watching or looking at the type of weapon she was carrying on her person.
Officials say Severio was also enrolled in a criminal justice program at the school district's career center nearby. Back at her high school, just 90 minutes north of Washington, there's a sense of disbelief.
She was always a really funny, sweet person. You would never think that it would be her to do something like this.
Like, I knew something was up with her, but I would have never imagined that it was this bad.
County school spokesman Michael Dorer says there was nothing unusual in Severio's disciplinary record. Were there any signs of bullying, emotional issues, relationship issues with this student?
We had no indication whatsoever that there were any issues with this student.
But the sheriff says her diary tells a different story.
You could read the frustration, the emotional issues, the emotional problems she was having, talking about how she could conduct this shooting, the fact that she may have been the first female active school shooter in the country.
Tonight, there's sincere gratitude toward a father who had to make an excruciating decision to turn in his own daughter in order to save other people's children.
It had to be a very agonizing decision. It's a decision I'm sure no parent would ever want to make, but ultimately it was the right thing to do for his daughter. Very difficult, but the right thing to do.